Great. Halo Lutfi, hai.
Jason, info BMKG, Jason.
Cuaca ekstrim.
Oh, ekstrim.
Panas ekstrim mas di sini. Tapi ntar malam suka hujan di Bali tuh. Jadi aneh. Siang panas, ntar malam tiba-tiba hujan deras.
Oke.
Halo Ganes, hai.
Puri Gading masih banjir nggak, Jess?
Puri Gading. Gak tahu lagi, kalau hujan-hujan jarang lewat sana. Coba tanya Kak Anat. Kak Anat, Puri Gading kalau hujan banjir nggak Kak Anat?
Jalanannya aja sih makin jelek ya.
Good morning. Oh, Lutfi. Hi. Okay, so I think we can start now. Good morning, everyone. I think Ismail can help me to share screen the all hands presentation deck. Halo Kak Bayu. Okay. So unfortunately, our today's speaker, it is Cheryl Edison. Cheryl cannot attend for today's inspirational speaker on today's wait, I think the share screen might fail. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so today's inspirational speaker failed to join because she was still on her flight and had a delayed landing. So she cannot attend and become our inspirational speaker today. And this is Cheryl. Can you slide on the next screen? Yep, this is her background actually. She is a global.
Jason, I don't think we need to talk about a speaker who isn't here twice in a row, right? So
I
have a strange decision to honor somebody who's.
Okay, so I think we can continue to the next session, which will be moderated by Ismail.
Okay, thank you, Jason. And now moving to the vision and mission statement from maybe Mr. Jing. Your time and screen is yours.
Maybe. Okay. Thank you, Ismail. Maybe, and maybe not. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
All right. So let's go ahead and begin, everyone. Good morning. How's everyone doing? All right.
Great.
Okay. Good. How's it feel to be at a leading AI company that's changing hospitality in the world? All right. Here, funny thing. Here's first piece of advice is this. I'm going to share my screen. I think it's time we build a better inspirational speaker page. Don't you guys think? Yeah. This page has been around for quite some time, but yeah, it looks a little bit dated for 2026. So this is, let me bring you guys through an experience of failure, okay? So this is a failure in our inspirational speaker program because it's twice in a row where we haven't been able to actually get an inspirational speaker here. So let's experience failure together so that we can understand it better, okay? So what does it feel like to fail, Jason? What does it feel like to be up here presenting in a no-show speaker?
Definitely it felt like bad, sir, because I've prepared questions, prepare everything. but then the
Right.
inspirational speaker didn't show up.
Right. Okay. Wendy, how does it make you feel having to sit in the audience and watch this situation happen? Does it feel good? Okay, good. All right. I'm glad it doesn't feel good. All right, let's go over to Ega. Ega, how does it feel for you when, let's say, we're experiencing a moment of failure like this?
Yeah, I feel bad maybe so.
Okay. All right, good. So here's what we know. We know that not being able to, let's say, get our cultural done is probably not good. We know it's not good, and that's why it feels like failure. Okay. But then the question is, what are you going to do about it? Okay. That is the prevailing question. Are you just going to let it happen again? Or is there something that is within your control to fix? Okay. Jason, what's in your control to fix this situation from reoccurring again?
I think since I'm not in charge for outreaching, I'm in charge for as host or moderator. We can like ask the organizer if the inspirational speaker will be here, or setting up, or basically just doing what my job is, and make sure
Correct.
that my part is done.
Okay. So have we solved this problem before in a different arena? Have we solved the problem of scheduling in a different adjacent space before? Let's go over to Ludwig. Ludwig, has Bukit Vista solved scheduling?
For booking calendars for guests, I'd say so, yes.
Okay. Have we maybe even solved scheduling for, I don't know, employee candidate interviews or speaking with partners or any of these other things?
I mean, well, speaking with partners, we have Bhakti Data. We also use Google Calendar as a tool. So
Right.
I'd say so, yes.
Okay, good. Okay, so then for Colin and Rama, we can apply these particular learnings to probably the way that we design the experience of being an inspirational speaker, right? So here's a fun question. Are there release trains on the Inspirational Speaker Series? Rama, are there release trains yet?
Yes, we do
Okay.
have confirmed speakers for the next 2 weeks, and
Okay.
none of them are Cheryl. So yeah, so we will
Okay.
be having speakers for the next 2 weeks. I have already, usually I prepared speakers at every early of the month until at
Okay.
the end of the week. So like it's like a release train. So yeah, we'll be
Okay,
having
good.
different speakers.
Happy to hear that. Happy to hear that. Okay, good. And let's do this, okay? So this is actually a pretty interesting experience. I want us all to go through it. Whenever there is, let's say, actually, let's go to Rama first. Rama, how do you feel since you're one of the program managers of the All Hands right now when the inspirational
Oh.
speaker doesn't show up?
I feel bummed. Especially because we have given Cheryl a second time, and I've made
Yes.
sure to prepare everything according to her liking. Like
Okay.
I've used the tools to book her calendar. I've
Right.
used the tools that she requested and everything. I, make sure the deck is perfect to her tailoring, and yet she
Right.
informed me very last minute that she is unable to attend. So yeah, bummed.
Okay. Should you feel bummed at all? Let's keep on going. Let's go to Vidi. Should Rama feel bummed at all?
I think yes.
Okay.
Of course.
Okay. And then after?
Then after we organize and we plan, probably improve the workflow as well. For example, having a backup, easy to invite a speaker as a backup.
Right.
Like
maybe one of the senior employees here can have
Correct.
already been done previously.
Correct.
So, yeah.
Okay, good. All right, so this is the next stage I want to take you guys through today, right? And this is a good segue. Hopefully this is a very authentic experience here. Okay, thank you everybody for being very honest about how you're feeling, because this is how we deal with failure, okay? Now, before I talk about failure, I want to talk about entrepreneurship, okay? Because this is important. If you're really going to be somebody important, you're going to have to fail. You're going to have to fail a lot. You're going to have to fail a lot because you're going to have to be the first to do something, and you're going to have to be the first to make a decision. And the majority of those times, you're going into situations without a lot of knowledge, without a lot of preparation. You're just going to go in. And because you're going to go in, you're going to be, let's say, necessarily maybe underprepared to what lies ahead. But that's okay. That's actually a high quality type of failure. That's a high quality type of failure because it is a type of failure that, well, the only reason you're failing is because nobody else wanted to try. So that's that type of failure, okay? But the other type of failure is a little bit less high quality. That's recurring failure. That's something you already have capability, understanding, competency, experience to do, and then it goes over again, okay? So if you have to choose to fail the first way or the second way, I definitely encourage everybody working at Bukit Vista to try to fail more on the first way, okay? Fail on doing something new, okay? Cheryl is kind of a new type of speaker, but you know, we already have backup plans for this, okay? All right, but dealing with understanding failure and thinking about it is an art, okay? And I'll show you where the art begins. The way you deal with failure is you stop asking for things to control that you cannot control. Okay? That's probably the number one thing that you should think about. Stop asking for control over things you don't control. Rama can't control Cheryl Edison's schedule and whether she's going to show up or not, okay? So that's not really under his control. Cheryl is under that control, and maybe Cheryl is not even under control. Her flight, you know, whatever, flies or doesn't, so that's not under control. But you do have something that's under your own control, and this is the takeaway. You can control how you understand what's happening inside your own mind. That is under your control, okay? So, most people who are unaccustomed to doing hard things, failing on doing hard things, don't really take a look at what's happening inside their own mind. This is called intrapersonal intelligence, okay? So this is the feeling you go through when things don't go according to plan. This is that being bummed or feeling embarrassed or, you know, feeling like you don't have the capability to do something. These are all the types of negative emotions we experience when we encounter failure, okay? Now, the question starts becoming, what can you do after you failed? You can continue feeling bad, or you can change your perspective, okay? Here's one way, Rama, I think we can change our perspective. It is definitely within our power to improve this page, okay? We can definitely make the page more attractive, more enticing, more fundamentally, let's say, we can build up the urgency and the demand and the number of people who want to speak. Because we have a pretty large library of, I think we're probably the best organization in Indonesia for attracting global talent to speak weekly at our company. I think there's no other company that has this devotion to this culture and this kind of network. But it's, we're only showing a small fraction, I think, of the total breadth of the users or the speakers that have come here. So we can work on that. We can work on improving, let's say, how attractive we are. We can improve on coming up with backup plans, or in case a speaker doesn't actually show up. We can improve, and we can improve. And that's how great organizations and great, let's say, work eventually is done, ladies and gentlemen. It's not because we try to control things like speakers who don't show up. It's not like we try to control things like flight schedules that we cannot control. It's we control what we can control. We do very, very good on those. And those eventually start creating solutions that we could never have previously imagined. Okay. So hopefully that's a good takeaway for everyone here. All right. So I remember years ago when we got a letter from a business that had supplied up. Actually, this happened twice, actually, but let's go over the first time. So when we first started the company, we got a letter from our main partner saying that they would not do business with us. And this was about, 100% of our business at the time. So it's like all of a sudden 100% of business goes immediately down to zero. So, we panicked and we made some pretty bad decisions and we bankrupted the company. And it was, it was a lack of understanding. We had some control, okay? But we reacted foolishly with too much emotional, lack of emotional intelligence, and it resulted in the end of the company, which eventually built emotional intelligence. So now we get that quite regularly, ladies and gentlemen. Now we are able to deal with existential crises all the time. If you don't remember, we've lost some pretty critical major senior leaders here. We've also gone through this legal difficulty with getting business permits for all our partners. So the only thing that has really changed over time is our ability to, I guess, have intelligence internally, right? Not feel panicked, not lose control internally, and really guide ourselves to make smart, rational decisions. Okay? All right. So hopefully that's a good takeaway for everyone here, that when you experience failure, you have a choice. You can, maybe at first you don't have a choice. Maybe the very first thing is you feel something. You feel disappointment. You feel being bummed. You feel despondent. But then after that emotion passes, you have a choice. You can choose to do something, or you can choose to fail again. Okay? So I hope that everybody here makes the first choice. You can choose to do something about yourself, about how you approach the world, that changes your strength and your power. And hopefully next time that doesn't bum you out, because you've grown stronger through this experience. All right, that's it. So may everybody who has experienced this, let's say, inspirational speaker moment, grow stronger through this failure and be ready to do great things tomorrow again. All right, that's it. That's my 18 minutes. I'll pass it to the organizers and take it away. All right, Rama, do you feel better now? Okay, all right. Let's hope that we make things better. Okay, that's it.
Okay. So thank you, Mr. Jing, for the takeaways for failing fast. So next we will move to the vision and missions statement that will be presented by Mas Hafiz. Mas Hafiz, you may proceed.
Okay, please enlarge the screen, yeah. Okay, thank you and good morning, everyone. So, as usual, this is one of our new on-road properties called Villa Sagara, or it used to be Kayu Sagara, yeah. So this property just launched a few days ago and already received booking. 2 booking. One is very long stay, I think, yeah, around a month. So congratulations for the new AWM team, and we hope we can inspire the large guests with this villa, and we have a good journey as well ahead. Okay, thank you. So next, so this is the semester 8 target for us. So revenue target is 3,120,000 US dollar, and hospitality target at 87% 5-star rating, and target of partner stability at 170,000 US dollar. Next. For the first metric for the hospitality accuracy, next. Increased by 0.1% compared to last week after decreasing last week. After stagnant last week. Next. So what about this week accuracy insights. So top accuracy success factor is the accuracy of the listing with the photo, and some cases say that better than expected and consistent quality. Next. For the check-in, increased as well by 0.2% compared to the last week. Next. About the check-in case, praise that the staff is responsive and the using the safe key and self check-in, which guests can use easily. Yeah. Next. Okay, for the cleanliness, unfortunately, decreased by 0.1% this week. Next. For the cleanliness, there is some critical issues, which is persistent bathroom odor, stained bedding, hair in shower, mold or mildew in the bathroom, and insect or ants in the rooms. Next. For the communication, increase by 0.2%. Nice. Next. So what is the factor of the increase of this week? There is a proactive host and quick replies, and clear arrival instruction, daily case messaging. Next. For the location, stagnant compared to the last week. Next. About the location, we have top rated location like Uluwatu and Pingin, and guests have a good stay, which they have good experience by prime accessibility, tranquility, scenic review, and there is some issues as well, which is the remote navigation, neighborhood noise, and safety concern. Next. About the value stagnant as well. We are at 87.9. Next. About the value, guests say that service to price ratio is good, aesthetic and accuracy, luxurious but affordable. And there is also an issue as well by facility failure, which is case make their stay not good, and safety hygiene risk and missing amenities. Next. About the overall rating, we are still above the target by 0.1% for the semester. We are at 87.1. Next. About this week, we are starting from March 9 until March 15. Next. And this is the breakdown of each day's 5-star review rating from 9 March until 15 March. Next. So what about the hospitality performance overall? So guests praise that staff and proactive service, aesthetic and accuracy and cleanliness. Also there is some issues, which is facility and safety critical issues, and communication and environmental gaps as well. Next. So about the MSM, there is some MSM strategies by Bayu, Gani, delegate to Reza, and also strategies by Gani and delegate to Fasha. And also there is an MSM strategies by Gani, delegates to Hafiz, and also there is an MSM strategies by Arti and delegate to Robin, which is related to the hospitality score. Next. For the next session, I'll pass it to Furkon. Furkon, floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Mas Hafiz, and good morning, everyone. So this is the lost all hands before most of us proceeding into the Eid al-Fitr holiday. So let's spice up a bit our all hands this morning. Yeah, because we possibly will be not having to see each other in a week. Okay, so let's move forward into the next step. Uh, Partner stability target achievement. So no update from last week. The last announcement for the offboarding properties that counted as churn are still Breeze Homestay and also Casa Breeze, which has been reported last week. So if you would like to see the full report, you may hop over to partner churn code accordingly. Okay, thank you. Next slide, please, into the semester revenue target achievement. Okay, so up until today, we are currently at 2,500,000 USD. We are still having 2 weeks, and we have some dependencies to achieve 585,000 USD, or around like 18% of the leftover to achieve the revenue target at 3.12 million USD. So this is a brief report regarding the churn and also revenue target achievements. And thank you. Back to Suyudi.
Okay. Thank you, Kak Furqan, for delivering the revenue semester achievement. Now we move to the next session, which is the company theme target and achievements that will be delivered by Kak Furqan.
Yes, thank you very much, Suyudi. So regarding company team target and achievements, the trends remain the same since last week. What does it mean? It means that we have one on track target and 3 of them remains off track. And hence, let's move forward into the first target, which is the revenue target. So at this point, the revenue target is progressing at 84.13% from the target. And there is only one MSM according to or supporting to the revenue target in contributions from Nadia and also Hafiz. And move forward, we have hospitality or 5-star percentage target that remains off track. The progression currently at 87.6%. There are several MSM in place to make sure that we can bump up the 5-star percentage achievements in contributions from Hafiz, Ganesh, and Bayu, Reza, Gani, Fasha, and yep, those are the people that is listed as the MSM contributions on the 5-star percentage. Moving along into the brand target, on to the next target, remains off track already because already exceed the budget. However, there are several MSM activities in place to make sure that this number doesn't add up. There are several MSM in place in contributions from Mas Titan, Robin, Bayu, Furkon, Ardi, Bella, Kayla, Ega, and also Nadia. Lastly, for starting revenue target April, the progression is at 61.02%. There are several MSM activities that we can see, expecting or hoping to make sure that this number is going up. So MSM contributions coming from Furkon, Kayla, Nadia, Hafiz, Bayu, Nadia, Bella, Wayana, and also Reza. So that's the report for the targets achievement in March so far. So what are our opportunities that we have in this last 2 weeks of March? So in March, we managed to have 64% occupancy, 10% expired dates, 2% maintenance, and also 1% owner usage so far. It means we still have around 23% nights to sell to achieve the targets in March. So that's the report. Thank you very much. Going back to Suyudi.
Okay, thank you so much, Kak Furkan, for delivering the sorry. Can you hear my voice? Hello? Okay, sorry. Thank you, Kak Furkan, for delivering company's team target and achievements. Next, we will move to the weekly mission inspiration. That will be presented by Mas Hega. The time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Ismail. Let me share my screen here. Okay, good morning, everyone. Today, I would like to give a quick update regarding an improvement in BVGO, especially about the deep link feature. Previously, BVGO already had a deep link feature, but it was limited to action feed only. Now we are expanding this feature so that it can support deeper page inside the application, including booking details, event details, expense details. These pages are relatively deep in the navigation, so users sometimes find it difficult to locate them. Let me show a quick example, Okay, here I have 3 links prepared, one for booking, one for event, and one for expense. First, I click the booking link. Okay, and as you can see, it directly opens the specific booking page. Next, I try the event links. Okay, for example, as maintenance event, and it immediately navigate to the maintenance event page. Okay, the last is I click the expense links. Okay, and it also directly opens the corresponding expense detail. Besides being used from outside the application, the links can also be used within BVGO itself. For example, if there is a link inside a message or notification, the user can simply click the link and be directed straight to the target page. Creating the link is also very simple, We only need to type bvgo.bukitvista.com, followed by the target page and the detail ID, which we can retrieve from the bigger link. The feature will be very useful, especially for Thea, when helping partners who are confused about where to find certain page in BVGO. This integration will later be implemented by KRD. With the links, we no longer need to provide step-by-step instruction on how to access a page. We can simply send the link. From a partner experience perspective, this will make navigation much easier, And in the long run, this improvement can also help reduce churn rate, since partner can quickly access the information they need. Okay, thank you. Back to you, Ismail.
Okay, thank you, Mas Ega, for delivering the mission inspiration. Next, we will move to the promotion and new employees. And right now, Kak Rama. Kak Rama, as no matter, your floor is yours.
This is core value recognition, Mail,
I'm
and
sorry.
it's coming from
Okay, okay. So moving to the core value recognition. Kak Rama, sorry. The floor is yours. Okay,
Actually, this is inquiry for Mr. Jing, Mail.
okay, I'm sorry. Okay. Okay,
Right. So,
Jing.
this recognition is for FOSTA, for failing fast. So, been coaching Foster recently on how to develop better rituals, culture, ceremonies with the housekeeping team, and he's been iterating. I mean, he's got a lot more distance ahead to learn, of course, but I think the process of getting started is good. So that's learn fast to learn fast. Okay.
Okay, so thank you, Mr. Jing, for the. Oh, sorry. Then moving to the next recognition, which is from Mas Gunung Gania.
Thank you, Ismail. I'd like to recognize Hafiz for Inspire Relax, since we do a healthy brainstorming using Notebook LM like almost every day, and now we are generating many insights in just a few days. So thanks to Hafiz, and also I encourage Fasha as well, yeah, to use Notebook LM, since it is pretty powerful, and we don't have apa namanya delay for thinking anymore, because we just using these tools and can do action pretty quickly, and data driven action. Yeah. Okay. Good, Hafiz.
Okay, thank you, Mas Gunung Gania. Okay, next, moving to the announcement. So we have no announcement here. So before I give back the stage to the host for closing this meeting, I will remind everyone to not forget to fill their week's personal updates.
Mael,
Oh.
I think we have
Okay.
enough time to read the personal updates, yeah.
Okay, so moving to the personal updates then.
You can start by.
So, okay then. For a start, I would like to call out Ismail, Mas Rama, for calling out what's your personal updates.
Before that, Ismail, could you help me read the question of the week first?
Okay, sorry. Okay, the the story headline is the story Bukit Vista is a magical kingdom where different team build experience for travelers arriving from many lands. One day, the kingdom receives complaints that travelers feel confused when they first arrive. And then, if you were asked to help solve this problem, what would you like to do first? Is it A, observe travelers arriving in the kingdom to understand where confusion happens? B, analyze existing reports and information about where the process breaks down? Or C, introduce a clear set of instructions so travelers know exactly what to do? Okay, maybe someone would like to share about the their personal thoughts, maybe from Mas Rama?
Yeah, let's just do it in order, yeah. My answer will be A, because I love to position myself in the perspective of those who experience the confusion. I think that's the beauty of being an empathetic person. Okay, back to you, Mail. You can call out the next person, yeah.
Okay. Next, to Mr. Jing.
I would agree. Pretty much the same as what Rama said. I think trying to embody the experience that the traveler is experiencing is my first approach towards how to solve that issue. Over to teacher.
Yes, over to Mas Kitan.
Yep. I would say option A will be the main source of information. Then I will do the option B, to support the insight based on the experience.
Okay, nice answer, Mas. Next to Mas Fidi.
I will do B. If info unclear, then A, then C.
Okay, thank you. Next to Mas Wendian. Mas Wendi.
I will do B to know what the issue is and have the correct solution for it.
Okay, your voice isn't really heard, but okay. Then moving to Mas Ega.
Okay,
Mas Ega.
I choose A, yeah.
Mhm.
To take immediate action to identify the cause of the problem and find the best way to help the travelers so they are not confused.
Okay, nice. And then Kak Bella, on your thoughts?
Oh, so fast. A, B, and C. The reason is the game theory. Maybe it's also related to the recent video that I watched from Professor Jiang related to Iran versus US, right? So he explained very well and relate to this chaos. So that's my answer, Ismail.
Okay, thank you, Kak Bella, for sharing. Next to Mas Bayu. Hello, Mas Bayu. Guys, I think your sound hasn't been turned off. Okay, next, maybe Bayu has a problem. Next, moving mine, I think first step is build. For me, I choose A because first step is building empathy with users and visiting travelers directly can help understand. And then next to Jason.
So for me, I think it's A as well. So when they confused, I will observe and then try to understand where is the root problem and just develop my own way on resolving the problem.
Jason, and then moving to Masafis.
Okay, for me, I choose B. B is I used to make it as a baseline to approach the guest, and then moving to A option and then C. Yep.
Okay, thank you, Mas. And then to Mas Ganes. Maybe you can share a little. Hello, Mas Ganes. Okay, I think he has a problem. Next to Kak Nadia. Maybe you would like to share.
Okay. My answer is A because for me, the first steps is by building empathy with the users and by observing the travelers directly, we can understand their real experience and also identify where the confusion truly happens. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you, Kak Nadia. Next to the operations from Kalutri.
Okay, so I would do B. I would use ChatGPT to quickly analyze the data first. And then after looking the data, we can see the bigger picture as context. After we got the context, we can do the second part, which is A, observing travelers. So that would be my options.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Mas Lutfi. Then moving to Mas David.
Yep, I choose A to understand the existing confusion of travelers first and listen to their concern directly.
Okay, thank you, Mas David. And then Fasha.
Right. For me, I would like to understand them first. It's not uncommon for people to misunderstand certain situation where they thought they're drowning. Turns out they were just slip and fall into a puddle or something. So it's better to know what their situation is before you give them a solution.
Okay, thank you, Mas Fasha. And then to Mas Gunung Gania.
I'm interested in understanding further about the user journey and how they experience that the way we build way from them.
Okay. Thank you, Mas Kono, Gania. Then to Siska, would you like to share?
Okay, so for me, I think it's A, C, then B, because we need to understand first what the real problem that the traveler get, and then as the operations, we need to solve it quickly so that the traveler doesn't wait too long, and then we have to analyze to prevent this to happening again.
Okay, thank you, Siska, for sharing. And then to Mas Rokon.
Okay, thank you. For me, I tend to do B first, then A, because it in the place where the check-in that is almost perfect. We will be wondering what this the I will be wondering what is the broken system that is making this particular guest is not having a good check-in experience. And then after that, after knowing that, then if there's no clear insight or discovery, then talk to the guest, because possibly there will be new knowledge or information that we can subtract. So that's from me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Kak Furqan, for sharing. Then last to Moayana, maybe.
From me, it's totally reverse. Actually, I just put as myself as a guest. Like if I'm being a guest, I want like everything clear from the listing arrive and reality as well. And then observing by asking the experience. And then when you have that and analyze the pattern to maximize their experience.
Okay, thank you, Mo, for sharing, and thank you all for sharing the answers to the question of the weeks. All answers are very interesting, and maybe now I would like to give back the stage to the host, Jason.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mael. So I think it wrapped up our all hands session as well. So
Jason,
yes,
Jason and Rama. Okay, this is a perfect opportunity to do some design thinking. All right. So one of my objectives in this month is to develop people who have a vision for how to design. And events can be designed. Okay. So between you, Rama, and Furqan, what would you like to do with the remaining 12 minutes? You can return it back to everybody. Okay. You can think of a interesting thing to enhance the way we feel. You can improvise. All right. So let's see.
Okay, so I think I have an idea of what we should do in the next 10 minutes.
Okay.
So we will have like a pop-up questions to Mr. Jing in light of recent war. So I think it is like the recent war, Iran and US, the geopolitical state. So I think it's quite interesting to talk about like what do you guys have like opinion towards Bali's Professor Jiang explains the geopolitical conditions, where Professor Jing will like analyze the implication towards Bali's trends. I think. Yeah, over to you, Mr. Jing. What you have in your opinion, and maybe anyone can share their opinion. Right?
Okay, let's do that. Okay, thank you, Jason, for the creative parts. Let's start with some ideas, right? Does anybody want to write down in the comments what kind of ideas that they have for how the, say, U.S.-Iran war is going to affect their job here at Bukit Vista, but also broadly the Bali travel and tourism sector? Does anybody think about politics much? I'm kind of curious. Okay, okay, gas prices affecting, yes. So gas prices might go up. Okay, all right, good. Here, actually, I have a fun question. Who here does not care about politics? Okay. If you don't really care about politics, raise your hand. Okay, if you care about politics, raise your hand. Okay. The people who raise their hand will lead the people who didn't raise their hand. Right? On the care side, if you care about politics, you'll probably be leading the people who didn't raise their hand. Right? Or let's say, if you care about politics, you'll lead the people who don't care about politics. The greatest trick, I think, that the education system does to people is that they teach you not to care about politics. Or if the education system has brought you to a place that taught you not to care about politics, it's a pretty bad education. Okay? The reason is because you live in a democracy. Okay? Now, a democracy, I mean, Indonesian democracy is a struggle, just like all democracies are a struggle. Okay? It's not any better in the US, it's not any better than Europe. But in a democracy, I believe that everybody has eventually to be accountable to the people. Okay? Now, whether or not the people participate in the decision-making process is, that's up to each person to decide, I guess, how much participation you want to do. But this is important, okay? All right, so let's take a look at the US-Iran war and see what that means for all of us here, okay? So let's go ahead and take a look at the map and think about, is Indonesia able to be not a part of this, okay? This is one of my favorite, actually, discussion topics, but does anybody here think that it's a little bit unusual why there's so much conflict in the Middle East?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. So there's wars in Afghanistan, there's wars in Iran, there's wars in Iraq. In fact, these three places, 1, 2, 3, right? 1, 2, 3. Always have a preponderance of wars happening. But why? Why not just kidnap the leader of Iran and put him in jail, right? Like they did with Venezuela. Why is there so much war that happens in this area?
I think was it because of the natural resources that this country have that attracts other people to try
Excellent.
to.
You are correct. Okay, so if you take a look at oil fields and Persian Gulf, okay, this is pretty interesting. There's oil field maps in the Persian Gulf, and it looks like this. This is where the oil is, okay? So the oil is mostly in eastern Saudi Arabia and in shallow seas along, that's not a very good image. Let's try to get a better image of that, okay? Maybe this is a better image, okay? So that's kind of more or less, maybe this one's better. There we go, okay. This is where the oil is, okay? But why is oil so critically important? Because it's not that you need the oil, it's that you can block other people from gaining access to oil. Which means that if you can block the oil from being shipped to somebody that you have a conflict with, you can stop them from being a threat to you, okay? So this is why all this conflict happens in this area. Also, this area is easy to control. Does anyone know why this area is easy to control? Because there are no strong governments in this area. And then you ask the question, why are there no strong governments in this area? Because everybody keeps on disrupting their government. Right? So if you look at the number of proxy wars that have happened in this particular region, they're probably in the hundreds. There's been probably 100 proxy wars that happen, and every country in the world is involved in some sort of attention to this, okay? So Qatar and UAE is trying to get out of that situation by becoming a financial hub, all right? But a lot of these countries are kind of like constantly being disrupted by external foreign powers. All right. But that's the way that the world is meant to work, because that is what happens when you sit on such a critical resource that funds everything. Now, what do I think is going to happen? I think people are still going to travel to Bali. And I know that because of this. This is a flight tracker map. And this map shows essentially how flight traffic is routed around the world. Okay. So as you can see today, there's a lot of airplanes up in the sky, probably more than you can possibly imagine. There's a ton of airplanes up in the sky. And there's a lot of airplanes coming over to our part of the world from Europe. And there's a lot of airplanes coming from, let's say, East Asia down to Southeast Asia. And there's a lot of traffic coming from, let's say, over here in the East to here as well. Okay. But do you guys see this? You see this hole up here? That's people avoiding the conflict zone, okay? So that's nothing new. We've already had that happen over here in this other conflict zone around Ukraine. So that's pretty sweet. The global traffic network works somewhat like the internet. So on the internet, if there is a hub or a node that's broken, the traffic will just be rerouted around another hub or node that takes it, okay? So what this means essentially is probably this, okay? Motivated travelers will still come to Bali because it's not like where there's a cutoff. And in fact, you want to see it, these are all flights that are coming to Bali right now, okay? So airport's doing fine, that part's doing fine, all right? In wartime, actually, unbeknownst to most people, Southeast Asia does a lot of, oh, here's a controversial question. Fun question, right? Why is there so much prostitution in Thailand? Did anyone ever think about that? Why is there so much prostitution in Thailand? It happened actually probably after the 1950s, 1960s. There was probably no culture of mass prostitution in Thailand before that. But why?
Is it because of the...
Go ahead, Nadia.
The soldiers.
Yes, Vietnam War.
Yeah.
It's the Vietnam War. So during the Vietnam War, there was like about 500,000 US troops sent to fight in Vietnam, right? So R&R, rest and relaxation, was usually in Thailand, which was a US ally. So there was a lot of soldiers just hanging out there. So it became like a capital for that. So meaning that when there's war, there's usually a lot of money that's going to be spent by governments on things that they didn't spend on before, okay? So generally speaking, war does actually help with economic stalls, okay? And that's probably what you're also saying. There is some economic stall. So some people are more incentivized to start wars, and it helps production and the economy start moving again. Okay, but wars don't really hurt our business. COVID hurts our business, okay? So in terms of our business, we're probably going to be okay to fine. We just need to, once again, focus lately on ranking, okay? Make sure that we have the top 100 vacation rentals. Every day there is 10,000 people coming in Bali anyways. You just need about 1% of them to make decisions to stay in your properties, and you're going to be fine, okay? So that's it. Oftentimes, try not to get too absorbed in the macro factors. We were talking about this morning in the strategic meeting. Try not to kind of get too tied up into the macro factors. Those really don't affect us individually. What affects us individually is losing a property or losing critical employees that work here. That has far more impact on the overall strength of the company than what happens at a macro level. As long as people still come to Bali, which a lot of people still will, despite all the setbacks, then as long as we are some of the best options, we'll do fine, okay? So that's it. That's my rundown global politics and the way it affects our business. Thank you, Jason.
Great words, Mr. Jing. So yeah, I think that's that. You guys can get the takeaways. And by the way, it's already 11 here in Bali. So I think it kind of conclude our all hands as well. Thank you everyone for coming, and let's continue back to work. Thank you guys.
All right, see you guys. Bye.